Hey guys, welcome to Herding Little Cows. Today is May 4th and you are going to get 3 grocery hauls in this video because we did a Walmart pickup. And I am now going to venture out to the stores, which I have not done in weeks, and go to Shaw's and Hannaford later. So you're gonna get those, but this is the Walmart pickup. I'm glad I got it first because they were out of some things, so I know what to look for at the other stores. So we'll start down here. We got lettuce, we got clementines, we got apples, we got rice. All these look like normal things for us. We got popcorn. It's kind of a boring haul. We got potatoes, we got bananas, yogurt, cheese, pasta, which I haven't bought in a while. And then I had some things here that are not food items. So we needed some tie bags for our bread. We needed some hydrocortisone cream for a skin thing. We needed some children's ibuprofen. We don't do it very often, but I realized we were almost out of our Tylenol we had. We needed some toenail clippers, always important. And we needed a hairbrush because I don't know how, we've been home for weeks. The hairbrush is in this house somewhere and we can't find it. So we bought a hairbrush at the store and they had to replace the one that I had asked for because they didn't have that one. So this was actually a cheaper one and it's gonna work just fine. So all of this stuff, the items for the non-grocery items, were about $18. The rest of the stuff on the table was about $60. So that was the Walmart haul. Ha ha ha, the Walmart haul. I'm going to put all of this stuff away. I need a little bit. I'm going to leave to go to the store. Just me venturing out, masked up, all the stuff that needs to happen, and see what I can get at the other stores. So we'll see you in a little bit. Hey guys, welcome to Herding Little Cows. Okay, so this is the second part of our grocery thing. I have not been to the store since March 9th, I think. Like, I really have not been in the store. We've been doing the Walmart grocery pickup. I went to Shaw's and then I went to Hannaford, and it was a weird experience. So going into Shaw's, I wore this as a mask going in. I'm not necessarily worried about getting sick, but I want other people to feel comfortable and I want to obey by the laws of the land. So I took this, wore it the entire way through Shaw's. I'm used to shopping at Shaw's and it's one of my favorite stores. So seeing some of the employees I knew and all of that, that was okay, but it was weird. I should have gotten thrown out a couple times because I went the wrong way down aisles, not even realizing the arrows on the floor. Because when you get used to shopping in a grocery store, there are certain aisles I don't go through. I don't go through the soda aisle normally, but when you have to go this way and that way and this way, I did the aisles wrong. So at Shaw's, I did not see any limits on anything, but there was stuff not available. There was no flour in the store, limited rice, limited dried beans, no eggs except for like $7 a dozen things. So I'm going to show you what I got. At Shaw's, this entire order cost $95, but this is not a food product. We're dealing with some dandruff and I saw this on sale at half price. So this was $3, so I'm going to put that down. So everything else on the counter was $92. I bought some ice cream for the kids and that needs to go back in the freezer because it was the first store and it started to melt. We don't have ice cream very often, and we had a little girl who missed ice cream last time we had it because she was taking a nap. So I got that because it was normally $3.50 marked at half price. So we got that. So back to the thing. We got milk. We got some peanut butter, some cheese. Virginia's birthday's coming up. She wanted some shredded coconut for her cake. Got some dried beans. I didn't want to buy out everything, but needed some more. Bought rice, even though I can get it cheaper at Walmart. Walmart has not had it recently. Couple boxes of cereal, some tortillas. I was going to a second store, so some things I got at the other store too. Crushed pineapple. We were given some cream cheese and we have a dip we like with crushed pineapple. Diced tomatoes. Virginia's making curried chicken for her birthday. Needed diced tomatoes. Grapes were $1.99. Not a great price, but we haven't had grapes in a while. Some frozen orange juice, some carrots, some yogurt, Greek yogurt, and then some strawberries. And the story about the strawberries is strawberries were on sale at the second store and I forgot that. So I bought these at full price, which were not a good deal, but I was already in line and already dealing with some craziness. So there's a little anxiety that goes on when you've got this mask on your face. And there's a little anxiety when everyone else has the mask on their face. And then when you feel like you're messing up the whole time and you forget stuff and then you have to backtrack, you can't go down the aisle the right way and all of that stuff. It was a little weird. A little weird. The next store put me over the edge, and I am really glad I didn't take the children because we've been secluded here in the house, and going into that store made me realize why the entire world is panicking. And if this stays in this state, our children are going to be traumatized for life by this entire thing. Because everyone there, except there were 2 ladies in line in front of me joking. Other than that, everybody was very serious, very somber. It was not a normal grocery shopping experience. So let's go over here. So at this store, I'm gonna put my glasses on again. I hope I don't have too much glare. Okay, at this store, I spent $174 total. Mark wanted me to go stock up. So this is Hannaford. I will explain that I don't normally shop at Hannaford. Somebody, if you've watched my other grocery hauls, you saw that we were given a large gift card that we had not spent all of yet. Uh-oh, just gonna turn that off. Watch me walk over here. Okay, so we went to Hannaford because we had this gift card that we wanted to use the rest of, and I knew things were gonna be limited, like not limited what you could buy, but just limited amount in the store. So I decided I'd break it up over 2 stores. Hannaford was just crazy. You had to get a cart outside because that's where they were sanitizing them. There were no carts inside. Once you walked in, like you had to go through the place where there's line. I didn't have to wait in line in either store. There weren't enough people. But once you went in, everybody was just very, very serious. And there was a lot of stuff that was missing on the shelves. When I went to Shaw's, I had to wait in line, you know, till I got there, and you're not supposed to put anything on the conveyor belt till the other person's done. But there was just one person, you know, putting their stuff on the conveyor belt in front of me. At Hannaford, I had to wait at the other end of the store to get to the lines. So I was in line for 20 minutes. I don't know. Like I wrote to Mark and was like,
it was 23 minutes.
I was like, I'm still in line. So I will show you what I bought. But at Hannaford, they did have limited amounts. 1 egg, I think it was 2 flowers. There was a lot of stuff that was limited, and some of the stuff I didn't get because they didn't have it. Like eggs, they only had the really expensive ones. Flour, they had absolutely none. So I don't think I bought anything that was a limited quantity thing because of, there just wasn't there. So anyway, I'll show you what I got. I got 2 juices. We like to keep juice around to be able to put medicine in and stuff like that. I got some tortillas. I bought some mixed berries, frozen berries, because the kids have really, really been enjoying those. Okay, here was a good deal at Hannaford, and this was one reason I went today. Oh, back up to me. The reason I went to Shaw's today, or one of the reasons I went to Shaw's today, is because they have peppers. Yellow, red, and orange peppers for 88 cents each. Guess what was not in the store? No peppers. And no butter, which was the other thing I was going for. Those were the 2 things I went to that store for. And they don't do rain checks right now. So I'm out of luck. They said they think they're having a truck tonight, and I could call to see if they have stuff. But I have stuff here at home. Don't feel like we're not eating. We're just not buying the things I would normally buy necessarily. So back down to here. Chicken breast was $1.99 a pound. So I bought multiple pounds of it. Lots of chicken. It's going to go in the freezer. Chorizo was on sale, but this was the only package in the store. So this was $3 for a 1-pound package, but it adds a lot of flavor to stuff. Black beans, again, very limited quantities of stuff, of beans that were there. Some tomatoes and some strawberries. These were the ones that were on sale. These were $2 a pound. I got some salsa because it was on sale. Figured we'd try this barbecue sauce. It's supposed to be like Sweet Baby Ray's. I don't know if it is, but it was only 99 cents. So I figured we can always use it up anyway. Our kids like tea, especially if they're not feeling good or something. So I grabbed a couple of these because they weren't in stock last time I went. Just some jelly. Oh, that was another thing that was really, there wasn't much of. Peanut butter was a very limited selection of what was there. There was a lot at Shaw's,
which is where I got the peanut butter. But when I went into the Hannaford one, they've got these big tubs of peanut butter they normally sell. Those were out, and a lot of the other peanut butters were out. So I got some jelly. I got some jalapenos to go with that pineapple over there to make a dip with the cream cheese. I got banana peppers just because my kids like them and I saw them. Cheese, some yogurt, some Raisin Bran for making bran muffins. If you've seen my video, these are the boxes that I buy. Some other cereal just for quick breakfasts. Some milk. Neither store had limits on milk, so that was good. And then a couple half and half for our coffee. So I am sorry that I have not realized how drastic this situation is until now, because I have not been out. Like I said, I've been doing the grocery pickup, and at the grocery pickup, sometimes they're wearing a mask, sometimes they're not. It's been like normal. Like we've sat and chatted and talked and like things are normal. Things are not normal in the world right now. And so, I don't know, just know that God has control over this situation. And he's doing good things with it, even if we're not seeing what those things are. But we need to be praying for each other as Christians, that we will be able to share the gospel in whatever way we can in these weird times. But we also need to be praying for our unsaved neighbors, because this situation, without the hope of knowing who Jesus Christ is really scary. There is no certain, I mean, we all know that there's no certainty of tomorrow with death and all of that, but a lot of people think they're, you know, immortal and they can just go and do their thing, especially like young people. And this is really showing us that we don't know what tomorrow's going to look like. This is changing day to day. And sorry that this is like really heavy on this grocery pickup. That was not what I meant, but it was so weird. If there are ways that you can guard your children, it's good for your children to know real world. And our kids know that we don't agree with the things that are going on with some of the government stuff. Our kids know that people are getting sick and dying. But actually seeing it out in the world, make sure you're giving your kids time to decompress and to talk about these things. I know that we're dealing with issues with kids who aren't understanding what's going on, why we have to stay away from friends. Older kids who are saying, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing now because we can't do the things we normally go out and do. And just make sure you're giving your kids time to talk these things out and not to pent all this up inside. And just pray for those who deal with anxiety and depression, because this is just making it so much worse. So, sorry this was so heavy. I'll be praying for you guys. Let me know if you have specific prayer requests in all of this. But thank you for joining us today on Hurting Little Cows. Okay guys, I ended that last part on a crazy weird note because I don't even really know what to say about this. God is in control of this. The reason everything is so weird out there right now is because of the mandates that are being put on us by government and this fear that's being fed to us by the media, by our Facebook, by all of those things. I'm not trying to diminish what's going on in New York City, the big cities, those types of things. But here in Maine, we have 1.3 million people, and I think it's less than 200 people have been hospitalized from this thing since the start of it. And we've only had 56 people die, which death is a bad thing. Like, it's something that's going to happen to all of us. I'm not trying to make light of the fact that people died. But we had a very small number. We are not an inner city area. And the stipulations they're putting on us to go out to the grocery store and do these things are making everybody panic. It's making everything worse. I dealt with anxiety attacks after I had Virginia, to the point that they wanted to put me on medication. And I was able to, I actually read a really good book by Ray Comfort. He has a book, I forget what it's called.
Overcoming Anxiety, maybe?
Overcoming Anxiety, maybe? It was a good book. It's a short read, and it really helped me, and I was able to figure out what my triggers were and all of that. But I could feel that anxiety rising when I was in the store today. And being in large groups and in enclosed places, those were none of my triggers. My triggers were the dark and vacuum cleaners, actually, very funny story, but that neither of those were happening at the store. So this was something that doesn't normally raise anxiety in me, and I could feel the anxiety rising. So be praying for people you know that have anxiety and depression, because this is a really hard time, but it's because of the things that are happening around us, not necessarily because of this illness. We are a family that does kind of self-seclude in the wintertime to avoid getting the flu and those types of things. So we're already used to trying to stay out of the grocery stores and stuff. But going out into the world and seeing all this stuff is going to make you think the problem is a lot worse than it is. So I'm hoping, I don't know, I didn't mean to scare anyone or be depressing at the end of that last video. I was just trying to share really what was on my heart and what was happening there. Just so you know, when I was at Hannaford, I wore a mask for most of it, but when I got to the end and talked to the cashier or bagger, I found out that you don't actually have to wear a mask to go into the store. So if you have problems with a mask on your face, whether it be for medical reasons or just anxiety reasons, I'm not saying anxiety is not an issue. I'm saying if it's not a physical issue that you'd get a doctor's note for. Anyway, Hannaford, you do not have to wear a mask. They ask that you stay the 6 feet social distance, but I found out that it is not required for you to wear a mask. So if that helps anybody, I hope that grocery shopping there would be an easier thing for people if the mask thing is the issue. So anyway, just know, God knows what's going on, and you can take these issues to God to pray about these things. If I have to go to the store again, I'm planning on still doing grocery pickup from Walmart for most of our needs. But if I do have to go to the grocery store again, I'm really going to bathe myself in prayer before going out, because it was just an experience I wasn't ready for. Now I can be ready for it next time. But I hope this was helpful to you, and please let me know if you have any prayer requests. So see you next time.